All right, everybody, welcome to Agent Mastermind with the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Scott Hudspeth. Scott goes wild. And I'll tell you, Scotty, you've got one of my favorite people in all the world on today, and I'll tell you why that is. And you know, I try and hide my nerd factor a little bit. You know, I do some fishing, and I ride a longboard skateboard, and I wear flip-flops to work sometimes, and, you know, but I'll tell you, deep down inside, at heart, I am truly a nerd. And your guest today, he can go to Costa Rica and do all the yoga he wants and surf on the Pacific Ocean in Costa Rica and travel around. But at heart, he is a nerd just like me.
You know, I'm honored to call him my friend. And first off, I want to welcome everybody to the Agent Mastermind, the largest online gathering of real estate agents in the nation. So if you're here, welcome, welcome, welcome. I sincerely am honored to have you guys as a guest and hope that you are gathering some really good information. We've had some amazing classes over the last couple months. If for some reason you've missed one of our classes, please feel free to get with your loan officer to get the last 8 recordings and downloadable PowerPoints. There's just an amazing amount of knowledge there and just strategies and different things you can do to add 1, 2 to 10 deals a month to your repertoire, if you will. So just it's just exciting to be a part of this amazing thing of helping people grow their business. So today, man, I got to tell you, Paul, I 100% agree with you. I am honored to have this guy as a friend and part of our group, part of our team. He just brings so much talent and knowledge. And like you said, you know what? I'd have to say I'm a little bit of a nerd myself when it comes to technology and social media because I literally, it keeps me up at night and sometimes all night. And Chris and I talk all the time about this stuff. So he shared with me, I just want to share with you guys, yes, we have 3,100 people signed up for this class. We had 137 people sign up just in the last few days. So congratulations to you for taking action and joining us right here. Chris is on the phone, and how you doing, brother?
I'm doing really good, Scotty. It's a beautiful day today. Hello to everybody out there.
Hello. So you got
Chris, I just got one question for you before you start. Is your chipmunk friend hanging out with you today?
No, he came out last week. It was like +8. He came out, but he's back in his burrow.
A little too cold for him still, I imagine.
Back in his burrow. So Chris has he shared with me what he's going to share today, and I got to say that I seen this for the first time in Dallas. Chris, I'm going to turn this over to you. Maybe. Holy smokes! Here we go. A lot of Chris's in there today, so I'm going to change this over to you. And he shared this strategy with me. It literally, I couldn't stop talking and couldn't stop like sharing my excitement. It was just, it's so crazy powerful. Was I able to do that, Chris, Paul?
Yep. Chris has got control.
He does?
Yes.
All right, there we go. Okay, I was on the wrong button. So, Chris, man, I'm going to let you take this away. And of course, I'm here for you. We've done this many times, so you know where I come in. I'm just going to kind of chirp in and ask questions. And of course, from our guests that are on the call, they're going to ask questions as well. And guys, if you're multitasking right now, I would suggest that you turn everything off, turn your email off. Nobody's going to die during this session. And this is something that truly, truly can easily help build your brand, grow your business, double your production in a very short period of time using the most famous social media site, Facebook, and, of course, your listings. And if you don't have any listings, we're going to talk about that as well. And I can't tell you how cool this strategy is for you. So, Chris, man, take it away, brother.
All right. Thanks for having me. This is, like you said, this is a brand new strategy that we're using on Facebook. We've got some incredible feedback from it already, and I'm going to be sharing it with you. Now, this isn't going to be the most polished presentation. This is actually the first time that we've presented this in an open format like this. So I'm going to go kind of quickly through the preamble, and I've left out all the statistics. I think that everybody here on the call already realizes, yes, our customers are using the internet. Over 50% of people in North America are currently using Facebook, and the people that are using it are hyper-connected, you can generate business from Facebook. I think that debate has kind of been set aside. I mean, well, if you look at just last week's event, which I attended, we had some incredible Facebook training from an agent that's in the trenches, that's using it in their business. That's proof enough. So I didn't want to, get in and do, the first 15 minutes of here's why Facebook's important. Let's just get into the actual strategy. So what we're going to go through in today's event is how to build a list of warm buyers and sellers on Facebook. And we've all heard the phrase, the money's in the list.
Amen.
And what I'm going to be showing you how to do today is to build a list and a community on Facebook that's local to your market, people that are interested in buying and selling real estate in the next 6 months to a year, so that you've got a massive list of people to A, buy your listings when you get them, and people to farm for new listings to help you build your business. I'm also going to be showing you how to build relationships and community through social media using what is almost a 100% automated system that only takes a little bit of management for you to actually check in on and make sure that it's running properly, and then how to leverage your community and relationships into buyers and listings without being all salesy and cheesy. We've all seen that person that sets up the business page on Facebook, does nothing but post information about them and how great they are for a month, and then there's no comments or posts after that because there's zero engagement. There's nobody that's joined the conversation because sales has shifted. And especially in today's social economy, the way that we communicate with our customers, especially on social media, has become very important because it is a conversation. So this does come with a little bit of a warning. There's 3 factors that I run into in my own business and that many of us run into when we're trying to implement a new system like this. We get on a presentation, we see that it works, we see the proof that it works, we know that we want to implement it in our business, but we run out of time. We feel like we don't have enough time to actually implement the things that we're learning, and then we run into frustration because of the technology. And it's frustrating when you don't have a clear, concise plan on what you're trying to do. And I run into this in my own business when I don't set a clear goal of what I'm trying to accomplish. Because we all know you can hop on Facebook, log in, and you've gone to check your ad stats. 20 minutes later, you look up at the clock and you go, what did I come on Facebook to do here? Or why did I open my email? What was that task that I was trying to get done? So today, I'm going to give you a very clear plan as to what to build and why you're going to build it, and show you how to build it so that you don't get that technology as a barrier in your business. You see where you're going, you set a clear goal so you know where you're going to get to, so that when you get there, you can feel like you've achieved something and actually have something that gets you results. And when you see that little result, it helps to build consistency. Because if you start working on a marketing funnel or working on a marketing technique and you don't get that immediate gratification or those immediate results, there's no motivation to continue doing it and build out a system that automates what you've built. So I'm going to show you how to get a quick response or result from the Facebook marketing that we're going to be running today, so that you've got the motivation to make sure that you follow through and actually implement this strategy. So ultimately what we're going to do here on the call is free up your time by giving you the tools to build this thing, get you over those technology hurdles like feeling like you don't know what buttons to press by giving you a clear, concise goal to make it worth it to press the buttons, and then give you results almost immediately so that you're willing to put a system in place and run this long term in your business. Now, here's the big secret. It's all about you. When it comes to Facebook marketing, it's all about you. The problem is we're thinking about the wrong you. It's actually about the collective you, not the me. I mean, we've all heard the what's in it for me, right? And why that's important for our customers. Well, when marketing using social media, the what's in it for me becomes incredibly important because we're in a conversational environment. People are constantly looking for something that has value for them, and that's essentially our hook. So we give a gift that has massive value to start the relationship or generate the lead in our community, and then we build on that relationship to the point where your prospect knows, likes, and trusts you. So when we look at social media marketing, yes, it's about you and building your business and building your community, getting people involved in your business and getting them so that you are seen as the expert in your real estate market, so you're the go-to person when they decide to list their house or when that event happens in their life where they need to buy or sell. But we need to start that relationship by focusing on that end client and giving them something of value. And I'm going to show you how we're getting in front of the marketplace and essentially creating these conversations right at the very moment when people are interested in buying and selling real estate. And I first discovered...
You know, Chris, real quick, and I think people can see through when you're trying to give something of value, they can truly feel the passion that if you really mean what you're trying to give and really truly trying to help somebody, like to get into a home and to make sure you're the right negotiator and you're the right counselor and guiding them on the decisions they should make and helping them with the largest person in the purchase in the world, they really feel that. But if it's all about like here's who I am, here's how many deals I've closed, here's how many this, how many of that comes across as well. It's like, okay, what's in it for me? And that's what they always want to know. And I think that's where the gap is for a lot of people. Nobody on this call, of course, everybody's got this, but I'm just saying, when you're watching this presentation, think about what you're giving as value. And if you're not giving anything of value up front, think about, as you're watching this, how that can play into part here.
Absolutely. And I, in my own personal life, kind of had an aha moment that brought me to this. And we haven't shared my story, and I'm not going to get into it. It's not about me. It's about you and building your business. But I've been helping real estate and mortgage professionals build their business using the power of the internet for coming up on just over 6 years now. And I have been very big in the Google pay-per-click space. Any of you that don't know my story, when I originally got into the mortgage business, my dad's a mortgage broker here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. I got into the business with my dad as a greenie. I was 25 years old, didn't even shave yet, and had a really difficult time breaking into the business because of my age, lack of experience, all these sort of wonderful things. So long story short, I decided that I was going to go out and build a lead generation system so that I could provide leads to real estate agents in my community so that I could get my foot in the door and start a powerful relationship. And 2005, we started our first pay-per-click lead generation system in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. We generated over 250 names and phone numbers in the first month running the system, and it works like gangbusters. So what we do is we pay to be on the front page locally when a customer does a Google search. So when they type in homes for sale, condos for sale, real estate for sale, whatever it is, we pay to put a website in the number 1 or number 2 spot on the front page of Google. We then drive that person to a direct response capture page to capture the lead and start following up. And we tell them, you know, we'll put you on an email update list that gives you the types of properties that you're looking for, right? The conversion rate on that style of lead generation is about 5%, which means that for every 100 leads that you bring through that system, you've got to go through 95 no's to get to 5 yeses. And for you know, a motivated team, a team of systems, somebody that's hungry, that's an incredible opportunity. But I was always stuck on how can we increase this conversion? And using Facebook, we've plugged into what helps close more of those transactions. And this is the conversion process, essentially. And as many of you can tell. Paul, I'm sure you'll love this. I made this graphic myself.
I still hear the yo-de-doo-dee, yo-de-doo-dee.
So this is just to help explain what your customer's going through when they're buying or selling. They start their research curve online. So they're on Google, they're on Facebook, and something happens in their life that gets them to say, okay, I'm going to buy a home, I'm going to sell a home, we need to move up, we need to move down, we're moving jobs. Whatever that life event that happens in that person's life happens. And at that very moment, they start at the bottom of the mountain. And as soon as they decide that they're going to buy or sell real estate, they are flooded with questions from their own brain that says, okay, where are we going to live? What are the prices like? What are other homes selling for in that area? What's our home worth? All of these questions. That person is at what is called the zero moment of truth. And that's a Google phrase, and they've pumped millions and millions of dollars worth of research into this. And at that zero moment of truth, people go from being somewhat interested in real estate to hyper interested in real estate, and they want to hoover up as much information as possible about that local marketplace in the shortest period of time.
And guys, if any of you are interested in, if Google produced this ZMOT, Zero Moment of Truth, if you do a Google search for ZMOT, it's a free book, it's available, it's an e-book, it's available to any and everyone for download. And I'll tell you, if you're doing any kind of internet marketing, it is an absolute must read. It gives you a lot of insight into the algorithm that Google uses and what people are thinking when they get to that zero moment of truth. You still there, Chris? Did I lose you?
Oh.
There you go. I got you back.
No, I'm there. Yeah, you dropped out there a little bit, Paul, but you're back. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, that zero moment of truth report, Google it. It's definitely worth it. And that's where we were capturing leads, but we were missing out on the most critical pieces of the conversion process, because that person that starts that research ultimately has to know, like, and trust the professional that they're working with. And so we have to get them to trust us, we have to educate them through the process, and ultimately build a relationship with them so that they can refer their friends, their family, their coworkers, their business associates to our business, so that we can get that exponential or that viral growth in our business. Does that make sense, Paul? Absolutely. And can you hear me okay?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. So let's take this and now apply it to Facebook and show you the strategy that we're using to do this direct lead generation. Keeping in mind that it's not about us and branding our real estate or our mortgage businesses. It's about getting in front of our customers at the zero moment of truth, and when they're in the trust and education phase of their journey in real estate, so that they know us, like us, and trust us, and will do business with us. The reason that I harp on that is because we're building a Facebook community that's based on localized real estate information in your local marketplace. It's not a Facebook business page for your real estate business or your mortgage business. This is a page that is designed specifically for news, design tips, information about real estate. We'll get into the actual specifics of what's on the page. But it's essentially, you can think of it like a home and garden television channel for your local marketplace, and you're the broadcaster. And I'll show you how we hook that into more local customers. But there's a three-step process that we got to go through to build this thing. First thing,
Chris, I want to make sure everybody heard what you just said. So this is not going to be a personal business page for your business. This is going to be a community, and Chris started using the term community, which I think is brilliant. Instead of a fan page, it's going to be your new community. And guys, I'm telling you, what he's about to show you is so powerful. in that you are going to be like the home and garden of your community, or the home, like, I don't know, just a huge go-to, and it's your page. You control the content. You control what's on there, and everybody wants to be a part of it because you're the new community in your area.
That's exactly it. And I'm going to show you how to build that community and then get people to it, how to engage them, and then how to actually do direct marketing techniques to generate referrals, generate new customers, generate new listings, all through Facebook. So step one, if you build it, they will come. You have to first go out and build the actual page and start putting content into it and get through the grind of the first couple of weeks of not having anybody comment, not having anybody click the like button. You've just got to put your head down, kind of plow through that wall to get to the point where we can attract our community. So step one is building the page. Step number two is actually going out, running some online ads, and telling people about this new community so that you start getting that power of numbers. And then we're going to go through how to actually get social deals done and actually promote your business using Facebook in a way that's not just, hey, are you looking to buy or sell your home? I've got a comparative market analysis that I can come over and do. The social way of getting that done is different. So here is one of these local communities in action. This is what the page actually looks like. And like I said, this is a local community of buyers and sellers. So here in our local marketplace, Guelph, Ontario, Canada, our page is the Guelph Real Estate Watch. And you can see under the community description, it says keep up to date with the latest happenings in Guelph, Ontario. And so again, there's no branding, there's no face, there's no picture, there's no call us on the sign at the top. We've got a map picture of the actual city there, and just a basic logo for the city of Guelph so that people know exactly what they're looking at. And inside this local community, this is where we're starting to engage these people. So for those of you that haven't been through creating a Facebook page, this is a business page that we've gone in and that we've created. Now, Scotty, just for time's sake, I was going to hop out and show people how to actually create a page on Facebook.
Okay.
But we're getting tight on time because I want to get more into the actual marketing and advertising side of things. Is it all right with you if I skip over that? And if anybody wants a tutorial on that, I can send it out.
Yeah, because I think I think if you're not sure how to create a page, I think the marketing and getting people to the page is more important than actually creating the page. Maybe just take 2 seconds and explain what we're seeing here on this piece right here as far as a fan page. The mindset is you guys would create, like we said, a home and garden, but this is called Guelph Real Estate Watch. So for me, it would be Kalamazoo Real Estate Watch or Grand Rapids Real Estate Watch or whatever your city is, that's the real estate watch, or whatever name you want to call it, but it's generic enough to where people go, wow, this is cool, and then the content and the free weekly real estate listings, mortgage pre-approvals, all kinds of really cool stuff that they can come to get information about this page starts to form and take place and grow as you grow with getting people, but I think the marketing is more important. I think everybody is clear with with creating their own page.
Okay. Excellent. And just like you said, what do you post? Once you've created this community, it can't just be your listings. It can't just be about your open houses. There has to be a stick factor. There has to be a stick rate. And if you take this and you think of it like your local home and garden television channel, that's the type of information that people want. They want home decorating tips. They want renovation tips. They want to know what's happening in the local community. Even financial advice and tips. When you've got the loan officer that has given you this information, you can put their content on the page as well to teach people about their finances, how to save for a down payment, all those sorts of wonderful things. So don't think of it just like a community where you're posting out information just about your real estate business. you become an aggregator of local community information and information from a large-scale home and garden style environment. And I know there's a lot of people out there that struggle. One of the main struggles with social media is, where do I get all this content from? It's totally 100% okay to share other people's content on your wall. That's actually how social media works. The more outside sources that you share information from and that you link to, you build a channel. And people start to see from that community that you're sharing information, and they'll come over and start interacting with you. So where do you get your content from? The first is a service called Google Reader. If you're not using Google Reader, I absolutely recommend it. What this service does is you set up alerts, and it will give you either an hourly or a daily or a weekly recap of all of the news and the sites that are posted on Google that relate to that topic or that key phrase. So if I go to Google Reader and I type in my name and I set an alert, it will alert me every time my name is mentioned on the internet. Same thing with home and garden tips. Same thing with Guelph real estate. Anytime a new post goes out online that has the phrase Guelph real estate in it, I will get an alert in my Google Reader feed. And it looks just like Gmail. So every morning, after I've done my focus time on my email, I open up my Google Reader feed, and I'll pick out 1 or 2 stories that I think are interesting or fun, and actually take that information and post it in that Facebook community page, so that everybody else is getting real-time, up-to-date, interesting information from around the internet, and they're engaging in the content. And that means I don't have to sit down every morning and think about, what am I going to post? What am I going to write about? Am I going to blog? Do I have to shoot a video? Do I have to... You don't actually have to create any of the content. You just have to aggregate it and become that community distributor. Or think of yourself like the director of a television show. You don't actually have to sit with the writers and write the scripts. You just pick the best scripts and put them into the television show. If you think of it like that.
Chris, is Google Reader the same as Google Alerts?
No, Google Reader and Google Alerts are 2 different things.
And
Okay.
Chris, that leads me to the next question, which is I know that Google Reader is going to be going away, I believe, late summer, early fall. Is there a replacement for it? Is that something you knew about, or do they have something? Because Google typically doesn't get rid of something without having something to replace it, like Docs got replaced with Drive, stuff like that.
Yes, there are no plans to replace it as of right now. There are some other excellent reader programs where you can just set them up and get those same RSS feeds.
Mm-hmm.
But
now, I use Google Alerts in a very similar way that you use Google. I use Google Reader also, but I use Google Alerts because it just, I can be sitting there and not even thinking about making a post, and then I'll get a Google Alert and say, oh, okay, yeah, that looks like a good post. I'll make that one.
Exactly. So, and for this strategy, Google Alerts is actually probably a better tool than Google Reader, now that you say that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because a lot of people use, I use Google Alerts all the time, and I don't think Google Alerts is going away. So that would be the same. It's the same concept, where anything you want to get information on is just you put it in there and it sends you the criteria.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So there's some solutions out there through free Google tools to be able to come up with content, and there's multiple tools right now. Google Reader's available, but Google Alerts is also there and available for those that want to kind of automate that a little bit.
And then, so you can get news from there. You can get news from Facebook. Follow local channels. Follow City Hall. Follow the major newspaper in town. Make sure that you're getting all of that information into your news feed. And then every morning when you log into your Facebook, if you choose, you can just scroll down your news feed, pick out 1 or 2 stories from the local community, hit the share button, and then share them on the page. And again, that's the interaction that you need with the community. I'm also using Pinterest. to share information because in the real estate world, it's very visual. People love the content, and it gets you great interaction, I should say, the way that that information shows up. Now, I get asked all the time, how often should you post? I'm a fan of the daily posting. I believe that when somebody comes in and takes a look at a community, they want to see, if not daily, at least every other day you're in there posting content and getting back with people in a very, very timely manner. So those are just two kind of, just when you've got a community and you're taking care of people, you want to make sure that you take care of them on a daily basis. It's just like emptying out your voicemail. At the end of the day, before you shut her down, you go through your voicemail, make sure you call back everybody that's called you that day or reached out to you that day. Facebook's kind of the same thing. Before you log off for the night, you just want to make sure that anybody that's asked a question or posted a comment, at least you go in, you click the like button, or you have the person that's taking care of this community for you hop in there and interact with that person before day's end. Now, that's building the community, going out, creating the actual page, where to get your content from, and how to post that content out into the actual community. Now, we need to build it. We actually need to get people to this page so that we're building that list. So we're getting these people from the local marketplace. And these are the different ways that we're bringing in people to the community and getting them to interact with us. We're using direct local lead generation using Facebook pay-per-click. And I'll actually show you one of the ads that we're running on Facebook right now, just driving people to the community. It's a general advertisement. It's not about real estate specifically. It's about getting real estate information within this community. We're also sending out ads for buyers. Are you looking to sell your home? Get great information about Guelph real estate here, driving people that are looking to sell their home into the community. Ads for listings and sellers. This is actually a very powerful strategy where I'm going to show you how to get into your database and actually generate leads and deals using your listings. But every time you have a new listing in your business, you now have a community of people that you can go and expose that listing to, and they can share that with their friends and say, hey, Mary, did you see this house? Thought you might be interested. Testimonials from happy customers. This relates to how marketing in a social community should be done. It's very difficult to stand up on a soapbox and tell people about how great you are, but when your happy customer hops into a community that you've built and posts their story of transformation and how you've helped change their life by guiding them through this transaction, it's a massive social proof play that is very powerful for your business. And it's not you promoting your business. It's one of your past customers coming to this community and talking about how great you are. And everybody in the community gets exposed to that testimonial, which again, the day that those testimonials come out, you get private messages from people that are on the fence or that are in that research part of their buying cycle looking for more information from you. Again, walking them up that mountain, per se, you've got to have trust and you've got to build that relationship through education. And as you're building that trust in this community, every testimonial that gets posted out is that social proof play that you need to get the next person or people in that community to feel comfortable doing business with you.
Third-party approval. Just to give you a little example of one we promoted, we have over 4,000 views of a closing that we had with a client that has been seen by 4,000 people. So
that's incredible.
What he's showing you is real deal here. That's why it's so exciting. That's why we want to get to that part.
Awesome. Testimonials from industry professionals. That's mortgage brokers, lawyers, loan officers, excuse me. All of those people that you're doing business with, when you close a successful transaction, there should be that community-based conversation that goes back and forth. You know, hey Brad, thanks so much for, closing on time. Your transactions are always so smooth. It's a pleasure working with you. things like that. And you can refer your partners as well and have that open conversation in that community that all of the buyers and sellers are seeing. Always use sponsored stories. We're going to talk about that when it comes to advertising. And remember, every comment that gets posted exposes you to new fans, because every time somebody likes that conversation or sees that conversation or interacts with it, their entire social media network is then exposed to your new community in a very non-salesy way. Again, they're not seeing somebody interact directly with a real estate professional or a mortgage professional. They're seeing them interact with a real estate-based community that they feel comfortable and warm moving towards and getting into, because they don't feel like they're going to get pitched, because it's not somebody running a business on Facebook. Now, to go to the first point, regular pay-per-click ads. Driving traffic from people only in our local marketplace, only that are interested in buying or selling real estate. So with Facebook ads, if you're not familiar with them, you can target people based on their location. So we're targeting only people that live in Guelph, Ontario, Canada, and you can target them by interests. And one of the interests that Facebook allows you to target is real estate. So if somebody is interacting with real estate content on Facebook, or they've liked other realtors in the marketplace or a mortgage company, that's going to trigger their profile. Facebook will then start showing your ads to that person in the local marketplace. And you can see our ad over here on the right-hand side. It says Guelph Real Estate Watch. Keep up to date with the latest real estate news in Guelph, Ontario. Again, you can see that unbranded approach to bringing people into the community. Now, the other thing that we mentioned, aside from just promoting the community, is actually promoting the listings. So when you get a new listing and you post that listing in the community, you can also put an advertising budget behind it. And by advertising budget, I don't mean hundreds or thousands of dollars. I mean $5 to $10 will expose you to almost every single person in your city, depending on city size. Guelph is just over 100,000 people, and we can blanket almost every single Facebook user in Guelph with an advertising budget of around $10 to $15.
And that's what's great about advertising on Facebook, is you get to dictate what that, like with Google, you choose your pay-per-click thing, and it's, you get charged what your click rate is. With Facebook, you set a daily maximum amount, so you can say that you don't ever want to spend more than like $10 a day on the advertisement. And if once you get to those 10 clicks, your ad goes down, and then the next day it starts back up. So you're never going to go broke doing Facebook ads. You have so much control over them. And what's great about it is that the quickness in which it can grow a community page like this, because people aren't going there to look for it, but they will certainly respond when they see that they're friends. And that's what Chris was mentioning about sponsored stories and ads. It's just a really easy, very inexpensive way to get the maximum amount of exposure for your pages.
Absolutely. And you can see on this example here over on the right-hand side, there's 213 likes on that listing that was posted in the sidebar in that sponsored advertisement. Because again, this direct Facebook advertising is social. So there's going to be people on Facebook that see that ad and go, oh wow, that's Mary's house. I knew she was selling her house, but that's so cool. They click the like button. What does that do? It exposes them to the community. They check out the page and say, oh wow, there's home garden tips, this is really interesting, and it's all based on this market. That's cool. I'm going to like this and let this news into my feed so they can start interacting with it. So that ad actually comes after you've posted that listing inside the community, and we're essentially promoting that post. And you can see here, when you post, and this is where, Paul, help me out here if I don't explain this 100% clearly, okay? When we post a new listing inside that community, and somebody comes to the page and they like that listing, whatever it is, or they make a comment about it like, oh wow, that looks like a great yard, or whatever their comment is about that actual listing. Whenever they interact with it, that listing shows up in that person's newsfeed. So the person who's made the comment or clicked the like button, that listing that you're promoting inside that community then shows up on their newsfeed to all of their friends, family, and coworkers. And that's the viral exposure of the listings. When you post your listings on Facebook and people start to interact with the comment, it doesn't show up on the right-hand side like an advertisement. It shows up in the main newsfeed of that person's Facebook. So that.
And just to be clear, what that newsfeed is, Chris, your newsfeed is different than my newsfeed, which is different than Scott's newsfeed. All over 400 and whatever number of people that are on this class, our news feeds are completely different. And so what determines what gets shown on a news feed is, if Mark Zuckerberg would say it like this, what he's trying to deliver on your Facebook news feed is the greatest newspaper that you've ever seen, because that newspaper is specific to the things that you're interested in. So when somebody, a fan, a friend, somebody clicks that they like that listing that I've placed on my community page, what happens is now all of their circle of influence in their newsfeed see that Chris liked the listing on, Bay Lakes community page. And what happens is now that gives those people, all 200, because Facebook says that the average member has 200 friends, so all 200 of those people, that's 400 sets of eyeballs that got to see that listing that I didn't have to spend any money, make any, other than post that listing on the page. Now all those people are seeing it. And there's,
right.
If you think about the 6 degrees of separation thing, you will always have, when you do these kind of things, you're always going to have that social proof, because somebody is going to know who somebody is who is going to know who somebody else is.
Correct. Here's what I like about it. Say that you get a new listing and you call the seller and you go, hey, Mr. Seller, hey, I just want to let you know that I've created a community page where your listing is going to be listed, and I was wondering if you could do me a favor, join the page first off, and then tell all your friends, family, and coworkers to join the page, so that you get more exposure for your home on that page. Not only that, everybody is joining the community. Ask them to like the listing on that community page so that their friends and family see it. And we're talking about, I mean, if 150 people, the average person I think has 223 friends on Facebook is what the number is now, somewhere in there. If 20 or 30 people, I don't even have a calculator, so 20 or 30 people have 20 friends like the page, you own the community. So you're, with every listing, with every buyer, you're asking them a favor to join the page, like the page, whatever, as a favor, because that's where all the information is being posted. That's where you're, hey, could you help out my other sellers? Could you help out my other buyers? Could you, whatever it is, you're asking a favor of them, and they know, like, and trust you, so it's not a big deal. It doesn't cost them anything, and it only takes 2 seconds to do it. So that's where I love you. It gives you a reason to call your past clients, call them up that you've done deals with, and go, hey, how's it going? Just was thinking about you the other day. Calling to let you know what I've kind of started and what I'm doing, and how I'm helping other people like yourself to want to get more exposure for their home, or find new homes that are in the area that are coming up listed. And here's the community page. Could you do me a huge favor and go like the page? And if every once in a while you liked one of the listings, that would just help me, because that would let your friends know that there's a new listing and just kind of spread the word.
Oh, you nailed it on the head, Scotty, and that's where we're going with it. That's how you do deals from the community, and it's that social exposure like you guys talked about. Paul, I mean, come on, look at that incredibly fancy graphic that I had set up just to get that social exposure.
Brother, you do great stick figure, man. I'm just saying.
Love it.
So that leads us to step number 3. So we've built the community, and now we've got interaction. We've run some ads in the general community. We've got ads for our listings. We're bringing people in and starting to aggregate them in this actual community. We've got conversations started. now we can actually start marketing your properties, because that's the goal. Remember, this is about you and you collective, but we're putting the effort into building this community so that you can market your properties and A, sell them, but B, generate new listings in your business as well as generate those sellers. So you can see here, this is one of the sites that I'm running in a community here in Canada. It's called Lethbridge, and over on the left-hand side, there's a posting for an actual property. It says text house 606-571 to 32075 for the mobile experience, and then all of the listing information along with the pictures and everything goes in that actual listing posting that goes up on the wall. When you post these out, make sure you've got the website linked to the property so that people can click on it and go from Facebook to your actual website. Your contact information, photos are a big deal. You got to make sure you've got photos in there because it draws people's eyes, takes up more page on that Facebook page. Videos, if you've got one of your video walkthrough, and that text code for mobile leads. You know, a lot of people have that provided by the brokerage or e-property sites. There's lots of different ways that you can get out there. Now, once you take that listing and you post it out inside that Facebook community, this is your opportunity to market into your customers' database like we've never had the ability to do. And I do a little thing when I do my stage presentations. We'll do it real quickly here. But if you think about your listing customer, the person whose home that you've listed, they are essentially sitting on a gold mine in their little black book that used to sit underneath the phone in the kitchen, right? And before, as a realtor, you know, even just 5 years ago, it was considered rude, if not downright against good business ethics, to walk into the house and be like, hey, would you mind if I Xeroxed your black book so that I could connect with all the people that you're connected to? I mean, that's the one thing that we kind of wanted to do, because those are the warm leads. Those are the people that we've already got social proof for. They can already see that we're doing a good job listing their friend's house, and those referrals really build our business. There's many people that have built multi-million-dollar businesses in the real estate community just based on referrals. And what this strategy does is takes all of those referrals that are sitting in their black book and puts them onto your Facebook community page and builds your list. Again, the money's in the list. So every single person that we get to like this Facebook community becomes part of our culture, and we can then market to them. So what you do to your listing client is you send them this email template. Please feel free, take a screen capture. You can use this in your business. Swipe away. It says, hi, first name, I have something special for you today. We just put the final touches on a special Facebook marketing campaign for your home. This posting will help expose your home to the thousands of potential buyers on Facebook. You can see the listing here, and we give them the link to the actual Facebook community where they can go see their listing posted. Keep an eye on your Facebook page over the next couple of days. We're funding an advertising campaign just for your home, and your listing may show up on your wall. Please feel free to help us out by sharing the link with your friends on your Facebook, Twitter, etc. Every bit of exposure helps. Looking forward to your feedback. And your customers that are connected on Facebook, that have their social networks out there, will blast this out. We find this technique very effective with mothers and moms that are highly connected on Facebook that will post these listings out and actually generate conversations on them and talk about them.
Well, think about this, Chris. What if you were to do this at your listing presentation? Hey, I just wanted to share with you a little Facebook strategy that I've already implemented for you if you decide to go with me. If not, I'm more than happy to delete it from the community page where I have blah, blah, blah number of likes and exposure and. So I just want to share this with you. Here's the link, blah, blah, blah. I mean, talk about getting the listing because you've already done something for them of huge, massive value. And where you say, keep an eye on your Facebook page over the next couple of days, we've put a advertising campaign in place for you that will be live if you decide to go with me in the next 24 hours.
That's beautiful. So this works right into your listing presentations as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we'll skip over the viral exposure. We all know how that works. And then this here is just to show the actual results that we get from these Facebook postings. And this is actually a mortgage example that was put into one of these communities. So we built a community based around real estate and then actually put a mortgage post in there about a story of success. And we talked about getting those testimonials out there. So this wasn't a real estate testimonial. This was, thank you so much, mortgage broker, for helping us get our mortgage. And these are all people from inside that community sending private messages to that mortgage professional asking for help to see if they could do the same thing. And again, this is how it looks. You know, Cole, who's a real person, commented on Facebook, the best realtor by far, the best mortgage broker by far, and that leads to a direct conversation with somebody from that community that says,
Hey,
hi.
Chris, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm seeing the mortgage question. Free video shows the 3 simple questions that could save you thousands, but that's where we're at on the slides.
Oh, okay. Thanks for popping in there, Paul. That should be, we should be on a page now that says bonus leads using apps.
We're not.
Yeah, this one loaded kind of slow. I don't know if there's a connectivity issue going on right now.
I just popped back in. But the, well, we'll keep going here in the interest of time because, Scotty, I know that you've got a tight schedule today. I'm more than happy to stick around and do Q&A.
No worries, there it goes. It popped up now. Yeah, and I get.
Okay, there we go. And I wanted you guys to see that these are real private messages. I mean, look at the dates, look at the time. These are real private messages from people who responded to that post, to that message.
And here's the thing too: is we have some people going, "Holy crap, this is amazing! Great strategy, great idea." I'm overwhelmed. And Chris, just so you know, this is what Chris does for a living. So he has an amazing opportunity for you that he's going to share here in just a couple minutes. That we usually don't sell anything on this class, but here's the thing: we want people to be able to take advantage of a strategy. And if you wanna do it yourself, he's giving you all the tools and the ideas and what to say, how to say it, where to get the content, how to post the content, when to post the content. But if you want someone, if you're like me and you want someone, I've hired Chris to do it for me because I'm just not. It's not what I do. It's not the time that I want to spend. I want it done for me, and then I'll take it from there. But so he has an amazing opportunity for us at the end. If anybody, kind of like there's a bunch of people on the call that are using my connection, Trish, to set up their blog. This is the same thing for Chris. I want to bring you people that can help you implement this stuff faster so that you can grow your business faster, and that's kind of why we're here. So
awesome. Thank you, Scotty.
Hey, buddy.
And then the final thing that ties this whole thing together, every single new person that you get that comes to this page, that likes the page, that responds to your advertisement, that sees the viral posting from people that are your customers, that are your listing clients, or even your buyers that are coming over to this community, at the very top of the page, we have built a custom app or a Facebook application that generates leads for you. So you can see at the top of every single one of these community pages that we have, it says, click here, free weekly real estate listings. Again, giving your consumers what they want with direct response advertising and staying away from the branding until we get them in our funnel and start moving them up that conversion mountain, right? When people click on that icon that says free weekly real estate listings, it takes them to this page, Guelph Real Estate Watch. Get a free weekly list of Guelph's hottest real estate. Simply fill out your information and we'll send you a weekly update of all the new listings in Guelph. Feel free to contact us and we can customize your search to your specific real estate needs. This is a free, no obligation service that you can opt out of at any time. We will never rent, sell, or share your personal information. Talk about a simple pitch that converts very well. So what we're now doing is taking this community and adding in that hook, adding in that real-time lead generation so that not only are we getting social, getting our customers to leave testimonials inside this community for us, having new listing agent or customers come to us and say, can you list our home, and post it inside this community? We saw what a great job you did for X. You're also getting real-time leads coming in through the page, and it ties into our direct marketing and our direct advertising. Now, if you want to go out, just like Scotty said, if you want to go out and build this stuff on your own, there's a tool called Woobox, WOOBOX. All you have to do is type Woobox into the Facebook search bar, and it will come up as an application. It's free, and you can install it on your page and kind of go through their tutorial on how to build an opt-in form and how to send the leads to you. Again, a couple of YouTube videos, some tutorials will show you how to set that up. Another tool that I use, the page that you saw just there that was created, I use a tool called Brian Moran's Get 10,000 Fans, and he has a tool that he's created that has all these templates inside of it, and we build them on a template base. I believe that membership is somewhere in the range of $50 to $75 a month to have access to that, and you can build those right inside your actual
If I'm not mistaken, Brian's got different levels too, depending on how many pages and what your needs are. So he's got different levels of payment too.
Okay. And
I
just
personally I use the Woobox myself.
Awesome. So I just wanted everybody in the community to know what I'm using to get that look, so that you can get the same results. Because again, when Scotty and I discussed the call, he said, we don't pitch, give everything, give all the content. So that's exactly how we do it. Now, do you have time, Paul? Can we get into some Q&A?
Yeah, let's show. We got a black screen right now. I don't know if it's just taking time loading, but Chris, there's people listening from their radio in their car, just so you know. I don't know how they're doing that. I want to find out. But it says, I can't wait to start using this strategy. I had to listen while driving, though. Oh, so she's probably on her iPad or something, or iPhone. But how cool is that, man? We got people driving down the road listening to your class, brother.
What a world we live in. This is incredible.
What a world we live in. Yes. So Chris does this for people. He sets up. Why don't you share what you do, what deal we've put together for our loan officers that are currently on the class. Again, you can go to our private Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/ Can you put that on this? Is there any way to put that on the screen, Chris? Facebook.com/groups/ Mastermind. And you can ask any question you want. If you want to do this yourself, we'll help you through it. We'll give you videos on how to do it. That is totally cool with us. Chris will actually 100% complete this for you and post for you. All you have to do is post your listings on there and then pay for the promotion, which to get the listen to this. This is the crazy part. To get the 4,000 likes or 4,000 views that I showed you on one of our testimonials, guys, it cost me $5. Okay, so say you have 10 listings for $50 to get 4,000 views on your listings, just to build your brand, build your community, build your likes, build the people that know, like, and trust you. I mean, I'm telling you, it is the best. If you're going to spend any money at all, stop spending it on advertising that's billboards or sending out like whatever these mailers, and start building your community. And everything you think about, try some way, shape, or form to get more people on a daily basis to this community, because once you have a nice, solid foundation of people that know, like, and trust you, and you control the content, you control the listings, you control everything about that community, it's your world. You can do whatever you want with it. You can start sending private messages, friending people, liking people, getting to know people, their dogs' names, their cats' names, like literally going deep and building relationships. And then what happens, sorry to say, it's a great thing, is that you start getting referrals because they know, like, and trust you now. And that's really what it boils down to. So.
Absolutely. And Jill had a great question that I just answered. It says, what if we don't have a listing? Can you use other agents' listings?
Absolutely.
get permission to advertise. I'll tell you, this is probably a better strategy for the agents on this call that don't currently have listings, because what it gives you the ability to do is go to some of the listing agents in your office, go to the broker in your office and say, hey, I've got an idea. I want to kind of generate some buyer leads and get myself in my community a little bit and trying to get some leads myself or some listings myself. Would you mind if I help you market your listings? I'm going to do it on Facebook. I'm going to expose it to, my goal is 40,000 eyeballs over the next week. Would that be okay with you? Now, if your friend or your colleague says no to you, you need to, I don't know if you've got a wet noodle in your hand, hit them across the face with the wet noodle or something, because it's a no-brainer for those listing agents to let you market their listings in a place like Facebook. So absolutely a great strategy for that.
Here's what I'd call up and go, hey, Mr. Agent, would you care if I brought you a buyer faster on your listing? Would you pay me on that if I did?
That's a great way to say that. Would you mind if I brought you a buyer faster on your listing? Really, really good way to say that.
Okay, Chris, why don't you share really quick what deal you've put together for us? So to get a hold of Chris, I think you guys can see the screen. It's CWJStone at CWJStone.com. which is also his website, cwjstone.com. The Facebook group. So, Chris, you put a deal together to set up run through like what you would actually do. You'd set up the community, set up the tabs, set up an automatic poster on a daily basis, so they'd have something of content, relevant content, posting to their page on a daily basis. What kind of deal did you put together for everybody here on the call, for our loan officers? If you have a loan officer that sent you to this class, because you're connected with that loan officer, go through that deal. To get this deal, this is what he's put together for us.
It's a 50% discount. Now, so that you know, Scotty, I've only taken this to my present customers, the guys that I have in the autopilot thing. So it's for them, for my previous customers, it was $497, and that was a one-time fee. That's kind of an a la carte setup where we create the community for you, we create the custom applications within it, and then you get 30 days of content where we're in there on a daily basis posting new content that's specific to that marketplace.
Wow.
Okay.
The one time
so $495 is 50% off of that?
That's right.
So for $495, so $250. So for $250, you'll set up the page, you'll create the tabs that they need, you will post for them for a whole month.
Yep.
Wow.
What if they, yeah, dude, it's like insanity. Yeah. So do I get that deal too?
Yeah, brother.
I was getting ready to say, Chris, I need to call you after this. I got a fishing thing that I'm working on that I may need a little help.
Exactly.
I only do real estate and mortgage.
I knew it. I probably beat you up about that in Dallas too.
Okay, so what if they wanted to continue with the posting on a daily basis after the 30 days? What does that look like? Just so, I mean, there's a couple questions coming in. A couple great questions coming in too.
Excellent. I'd love the Q&A. For the monthly, it's $250 a month for us to aggregate that content. But again, anybody that comes through this class, we drop that down to $147 a month, and that's lifetime pricing, Scotty.
Okay, cool. So $147 a month every single day. There's content along with your content with new listings, whatever you drum up. So like every day I wake up, I know I'm going to have something posted on my community page.
That's right. And the leads are sent to you in real time using the email that you want or the autoresponder that you want. So if you've got an autoresponder set up in your business that you immediately want to drop your Facebook leads into, we integrate with your autoresponder.
And if you have the Agent Center for Advantage, we also have a link we can put on their page for that. So all your listings just automatically flow for that as well. So that's cool. Dang, man. So, you know, a couple good questions. One guy goes, do we send them an email or do we send them a postcard? I said yes to both. I mean, if you have their address and you can send them a handwritten postcard, it's kind of like, okay, an email rates good. Handwritten postcard doesn't happen anymore. Very few people are doing it. The connection on the pyramid chain of like where those things rate, the handwritten postcard is above the actual email, so absolutely, if you can send a postcard, I would highly recommend that. This is not a group, this is a Facebook page. Different is the groups are more of a private thing. Like if you guys go to facebook.com/groups/agent mastermind, that has where you actually, it's a private just for real estate agents that are part of the agent mastermind. So that's the difference. I would want to have more of an open atmosphere there.
Yeah, the private group, the main difference there is that what is said inside that group, only people who are part of that group get to see that information. So it kind of takes away from what you're doing on the viral sense of this, in that what the fan page allows is for when somebody engages, now you're getting the friends of that person to see what you've done without them being a fan of your page yet, because they're seeing what their friends have engaged with on their newsfeed. A group doesn't offer you that same luxury.
Here's a great question, Chris, and I don't know the answer to this. Is the daily content unique for each member, or is it generic, equal, same message throughout the communities?
That is an excellent question. So there's generalized content that will be the same across each of the postings. So, for instance, Shaquille O'Neal lists his house for $27, bajillion dollars, and people are interested in that.
Right.
We'll put that out system-wide. But we also integrate local news. So anything that's local to your marketplace that's happening, that is localized information for your page that only goes on your page. So we mix it up.
So it's a little bit of both is what you're saying.
That's right.
Okay. All right, man. I think, so there's a couple people say sign me up. Here's how to get signed up. Email Chris at cwjstone with the email right on the screen there at cwjstone.com. And let's put in the subject line Facebook. What's the term? Let's put in Facebook in the subject line.
Or just put Agent Mastermind to let Chris know. He'll remember where. Let him know that's where you're inquiring from, and that'll trigger him to understand exactly what it is that you're looking for. I mean, this is what he does, guys. So, let him do what he does best.
Guys, I put up a page for you as well. Just a quick little survey, because I like to speak to everybody. Sometimes I have to do the online form where you buy online, but for something as specialized as this, I really want to speak to each of you. So we'll actually have my assistants, either Lynn or Louise, will be in contact with you to set up a time for us to call.
Oh, brother, you just opened up a can of worms, man.
Well, no, it's important to do that, because each and every community.
I love it. There's 300 people in the car right now, so it's still.
Absolutely, but sitting in Kansas City, some farm area in Kansas City is going to be completely different than where I'm sitting in Palm Harbor. So getting to that's a really big thing that you're doing with that, and it lets me know, Chris, that you're really going in deep on these community pages, because you're taking the time enough to find out about each user's community makes a big difference in the success of it at the end of the day.
So to get a hold of Chris, go to cwjstone.com/real estate. Here's a great question, Chris. What things do we need to have in place before talking or before taking this community step? Don't want a cart before the horse. So, man, if you're going to do it by yourself, I think it's just set it up and start learning the community lingo, getting some content put up on there, your listings on there, and start growing your page, right? I mean, that'd be the first steps.
That's right.
If that's the bridge you're building right now, if that's the bridge you're building right now, if you're building another bridge, build that bridge first, and then do this or hire Chris to do it for you, whichever is best for you.
That's right. Yeah, setting up the page and getting your content aggregation in place on the back end, so that you're going to have content every day. It's important to have that in place, because I can't count the number of people that I've seen set up a Facebook page with great intentions, and it sits there with 2 postings and nothing ever happens with it. It's got a great name, it's got a great strategy behind it, but again, just like we started, if we don't see immediate results from it, we don't put a system in place, and nothing ever happens because we don't have the time and the technology gets in our way.
Here's another great strategy, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt here, but if I were you as an agent, I would get with the loan professional that sent you here to see if they want to maybe do a deal together. Now we're talking one community page, two of you guys split the cost, jam this thing out. You have weekly, every other week meetings on how you're going to grow this thing. Keep throwing clients into this thing, and real true friends, family, coworkers, stuff like that. I mean, that would be an amazing idea for both you guys to do together. So, if you're not sure who sent you to this class, just go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/Agent Mastermind. And we'll go through and send you back who sent you this class. I know sometimes you get so many emails you forget, but we're more than happy to hook that up for you.
Awesome stuff. Chris, I am so excited to get to hang out with you again in a couple weeks here, man. I am looking forward to it. You always bring the best stuff. I mean, always got these killer ideas, man. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and for everybody for taking time out of their day today. I really appreciate it. I know how hard it is to sneak away for an hour in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
And somebody said, is there an issue with duplicate real estate markets? You know what? Just be the first one to do it and jam it out the fastest. I really don't think you're going to find two people in the same exact city to do this thing. I could be wrong, but jump on it quick, and just be the one that sticks with it. What's going to happen is people will start it, they'll get it set up, and then 45 days later they'll just kind of let it go by the wayside and jump on another trail, chasing another bunny or building another bridge, and forget about it. It's going to go by the wayside. So
absolutely,
this is not a sprint. This is a journey. This is a lifelong building of a community that will forever just grow fruit left and right. And it's not about just growing the community. It's about getting to know the people in the community, connecting, engaging, calling them, emailing them, handwritten postcards, all this stuff that you should do on a normal basis anyway. That's where it's going to really come to fruition for you to just have an amazing recession-proof business no matter what the market's doing. All right?
That's it.
Chris, my brother from another mother, thank you so much, my man. Appreciate everything you do, everything you stand for, and your passion to literally talk to every single person. You're a man of my own heart, and I love you, brother. I'm so glad that we're friends, and look forward to a long relationship with you, man.
No, it goes both ways, man. I can't wait to see you soon. Thank you so much, guys.
Take care, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.